Hey, do you want to get fluent in a language like English? If so, stick around and watch this video until end. In this video, one of my students will talk about parts of speech. In detail, he will talk about open system words and closed system words. Here we go.
This is a topic about parts of speech. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 parts of speech apart from article and which is A, and D. This is a very fundamental topic about the English language, because I already mentioned it that these are the building blocks of English language, because you can't produce a single sentence without these eight parts. Well, from noun to adjective, we call it the open class family. Why we call it the open class family? Because we can add, or linguists can add more words into it. And this adding is from different processes. That is called borrowing, loan translation, compounding, blending, clipping, back formation, and conversion. There are also a lot of other processes that linguists can go through to search for new words from different languages, like for example German, Spanish, French, and they borrow or they just translate those words into English. Like for example, there is a process called borrowing.
Very good.
Borrowing, when you literally goes for the meaning, borrowing means that you borrow something and someone lends you something. That for example, I lend this marker from my teacher, so he borrowed me this marker. Now, how linguists borrow these words? As George Hume in his The Study of Language, he states that one of the most common sources of new words in English in the process of simply label borrowing, that is the taking over of the words of the language. Technically, it's more than just a borrowing, because English doesn't give them back. Throughout its history, the English language has adapted a vast number of words from other languages, including these examples. Now, these examples are how words came into English, like the word sofa. What do you think that? From which language they did?
Very good. It means that from which language did it come?
From which language linguists borrowed these words? No, it's from Arabic.
It is Arabic word.
Okay, the other is yogurt.
Yogurt, yeah. Yogurt.
From Turkish.
It is Turkish word.
Okay. From other example is
supermarket. As we said yesterday.
Yes, that was supermarketo.
Supermarketo is Japanese word.
That is from Japanese.
Oh, it is Japanese
No.
word.
From supermarket, Japanese just borrowed or loan translated. That is coming in the other topic, that is called loan translation, sir. Yes, this example is from loan translation, not from borrowing, sir.
Very good.
Okay, borrowing. So there are lots of other words like ski from Norwegian, sofa from Arabic, zebra from Bantao, yogurt from Turkish, tycoon from Japanese, tattoo from Tahitian, sofa from Arabic, Brixel from German, piano from Italian, doux from Dutch, jeweler from French, glitzy from Yiddish. The people who is in Israel, they are called Yiddish or Jews. Lilac from Persian.
Very good.
So,
It's
lilac, that is from Persian, Farsi.
Persian. Yeah. Maliha and Fatima, this is from
Yes.
your language, guys. Bear in mind. Remember this one. This
You-
one is really important for you people.
That is from Dutch.
Dutch. Dutch.
The people of basically from Netherlands, Amsterdam. Ski from Norwegian.
Ski from Norwegian. Yeah. Obviously. Very good.
So that's how Linguist. Linguist, a person who has a legal knowledge or a legal authority of language. They first do research about these words, and then they borrow these words from other languages into English language. So that's how there are lots of other words which came to English from other languages. Now, Georgius state that sometime a new sound came along with the new word. The voice fricative z became the part of English through borrowed French. Words such as measure, rough, these are the middle sound, that is j sound. J sound. This sound came into English from French. That's how the word measure came from French, and roux come also from the French language. Other languages, of course, borrow terms from English, as Japanese. Supermarket. It is simply means that supermarket.
Wow. Yeah.
So this supermarket is borrowed or long translated to Japanese
From English
to English. Supermarket.
Yeah.
The other process that is called loan translation. Loan translation states that a special type of borrowing is described, loan translation or count. In this process, there is a direct translation. Supermarket is borrowed or loan translated to Japanese
From English
to English. Supermarket.
Yeah.
The other process that is called loan translation. Loan translation states that a special type of borrowing is described, loan translation or count. In this process, there is a direct translation of the elements of words into borrowing language. Interesting examples are the French term grédzi. Grédzi. Which is literally translated as skyscraper. Scraper. A very tall buildings like you will notice in Eiffel Tower, yes. The Burj Khalifa, that is in United Arab Emirates. And in New York, you will see a lot of skyscrapers because New York is called the city of skyscrapers. Now the other word is Wolkenträger, cloud stretcher. That is from German.
This is from German. How can you pronounce it?
Wolkenträger.
Wolkenträger.
Wolkenträger. Yes, sir. This is the post-vocalic R. We can pronounce it.
Yep, we drop it.
Yes, sir.
But
It
in
means
American,
cloud. Yes, sir.
yeah, in American English we drop it R, but in British we drop it R, but in American we need to pronounce it
Yes, sir.
as it is.
Yes, sir. This word has been borrowed from Dutch language.
Dutch language.
And it simply means that cloud scrapper. This is the loan translation. Loan translation is that when you translate one word into another word.
Very good.
Like grédzi, it's simply translated skyscraper. And Wolkenträger is translated into cloud scraper. The other process that is called compounding. In compounding, we generally join the two different words and create a single word. Now, what does it state It states that in some of the examples we have just considered, there is a joining of two separate words to produce a single form. Thus, Lehen word are combined to produce Lehen word. German. This combination process technically known as compounding is very common in languages such as German and English. Must be less common in languages such as French and Spanish. In German language, it is a very common. In English languages like Dutch, these are very common in such like languages, but in languages like French and Spanish, you will never see it.
Well, okay, Mr. Julian, I'm trying to just talk about classes like open system and closed system.
So I talk about like open class families. Why noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, and adjective. Why they call open class? Because we can add more words. And how we can add more words? We can add words from borrowing, compounding. Yes, sir. These are the processes by which we can loan translated, borrowing, compounding, clipping. Yes, these processes are include to add more words into other languages such as English. And the closed clause, that is conjunction, interjection, and preposition. We have a lot of conjunctions, interjections, and preposition, so we don't have a need to add more words or new words into these categories. For example, conjunction contains and. These are also called joiners. In discourse analysis, you will study in detail and, but, so these are the examples of conjunction, interjection. These are the words such which describe happiness, which describe feelings like a loss, pura,
very good, ouch or
ouch.
Very good.
And preposition, there are more than thousands of prepositions that include on, in, above, beneath, under, etc.
Very good.
And now the word noun has been borrowed from the Latin word nomen, which means a name. Pronoun is simply a pronoun he, she, and it. These are the pronouns. Word, the term word, that it is a very fundamental or important term in English language. It has the very importance in English language because you can't utter a single sentence without this word. And the word verb has been borrowed from, I think, it is from Latin. Verbum. Which means a word
or to act.
That's showing
Action in sentence.
action.
Very good. Yes, very conjugated.
Adverb which modify word. Like for example, fast, fastly. Courage or courageously. These are the adverbs, adjectives which modify noun. Adjective includes like good, bad, the qualities, size, shape, and like for example, I say tall boy.
Tall boy. Good.
So the boy it is a noun, and this tall it is an adjective. So this adjective modify this noun, the boy, and it shows that the boy in size he is a tall. Like for example, beautiful lady. So this lady has been modified by the word beautiful, and this beautiful is called an adjective.
Well, very good. And you have already taught me the preposition, interjection, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Excellent. Perfect. Good job.